Vagina.
Seriously?
What?
Why? You did it last week. You done it this
No, I
week.
didn't.
No, you did penis last week. Let's
Yeah,
face
that's
it.
different.
They're still genitals.
True.
Therefore, technically, a very similar thing.
There isn't a pattern.
No, two is a line. However, you do you do shout genitals at me pretty much every time I speak to you. The first thing you say. It's usually penis. Stop sniggering. It's not funny. You're not funny. Anyone who told you were was lying.
You say that quite a lot as well.
Yeah, I do. It's just a reaction to you, actually. Because,
Anyway, hello.
repetitive penis disorder. Sorry. That just popped into my mind and I had to say it, so I interrupted. Hello.
Okay, welcome back to C14 Dating with Cleo and Corpse. This is a tent.
Yes. Now,
And if they're tents we've seen before, they'd be the past tense.
Anyway, I got told unless we want to date Joan or Chantel, we should not stay with them this weekend.
So we should just stay on our own, staying at a tree.
Yeah.
Because you say, yeah, if you can either stay on your own or anyone you spend time with, you have to have sex with. Is that the rules?
That's the rules. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not coming to stay with you at any point, just so you know. Not anymore. Yeah, we're going to go stay with them because screw it. I can't wait.
Yay.
Yay.
This is a small house.
This is our bedroom.
But they have students. So.
Oh, I suppose so. But yeah, I just find it really weird that people share bedrooms as students.
My God, yeah, spending time with other people.
No, but sharing bedrooms. I haven't shared a bedroom since I was 8. It's MySpace.
No, it's a website.
It's a bad website.
Popular in the 90s.
Popular in the 90s, yeah.
Yeah. And for
apparently
some reason.
It's rebranded itself as a music platform now.
That's because only musicians used it at the end.
It's true.
It's kind of, yeah, this is my band. Let's buy our CDs, please.
Buy our CDs. They're shit.
I need food. Life of a musician in a nutshell, really.
Basically, yeah. Unless you're one of the 0.1% that make it big. Or at least have any success at all. Anyway,
Chantel. It's an octopus on the bed, futon. What? The day bed thing? Well, I say an octopus. It's just.
I think those are supposed to be genuinely their beds because this is their bedroom.
Yeah.
So unless there are beds behind them, yeah. And why would you have 2 sofas, 2 day beds in a bedroom? So yeah, that's their beds.
So 2 people can sit on them.
Yes, but who would do that?
I don't know.
Weird people. I think we've established that. And this is our bedroom. We have 4 rooms in total. Kitchen, living room, bathroom here. But we occupy both the second and third floor. We are right in the city centre and it's a great location.
You can hear all the drunks at night.
Yes. I've been one of those drunks on occasion. Very, at university, very, very rarely.
Sober.
No, actually, I don't really drink. I didn't really drink back then either, which is why I got drunk so quickly.
Well, it saves money, you know.
Yeah. And the best thing that my friend could come up with is, well, at least you're a cheap date. Fuck you. No. You have the slight differences about where my dates actually, seem to be decent. And I'm telling you what, getting pissed, not that great.
Or going to a club, getting drunk, that's a great place to meet people.
Yeah, it's just like, oh.
I can't hear what you're saying, and I'm absolutely sloshed.
Yeah. Getting drunk with your friends, that's different. That's quite fun. But mostly I get drunk with friends when I'm playing like card games and stuff.
Yeah.
That's lots of fun. That's hilarious. Particularly if somebody's so drunk that they've forgotten the rules of the game. It's happened once or twice.
Okay.
Seriously. We did a New Year's Eve board game thing. And by the end of it, it was just a mess. Just a mess. It's basically how my friendships work. They're just messes.
Just a mess, yeah.
Just a mess. Well, I'm friends with you, aren't I?
Card games and alcoholism. That's
Except, again, I don't drink that often. Which is why I get to tell all the stories to my friends when they sober up in the morning.
You just drive other people to alcoholism. That's...
Yeah. Literally, in my case, I'm always...
you're the designated
driver. Yeah.
Anyway, shall we get on with the story?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Joan happily strolled to her bed. She pivoted with a flourish before flopping down onto her back on the soft mattress, arms outstretched. You're going to have a trick on that bed.
Yeah, arms outstretched, smacking into the wall.
Yeah. Someone's ready to fall asleep. Chantal repeated herself in French and Joan haughtily sat up, protesting her friend's teasing, and then patted the sheets. Okay. Glancing between Chantal's bed and hers before gazing at the floor. Joan's tone had a hint of concern as Chantal's eyebrows furrowed. Is this going to be, where are you going to sleep?
Yeah, I'm surprised that one person can sleep in those beds.
Yeah. What is it? Oh, Joan's right. We were so excited to have you that we really didn't think this through this sleeping arrangement, Fies. The owners don't like it when people crash in the living room. They hear every footstep and snore. You're pretty small, Melissa. You can share a bed with us if you like, unless that makes you uncomfortable. She doesn't really know you that well.
Yeah.
There's the floor option.
Plus, we've got no evidence that they've washed since doing all the archaeology stuff. Just saying.
Although we'd love to have, we'd have to be careful not to step on you on the way to the bathroom.
There's quite a lot of floor space. I don't think that's going to be a problem.
And the floor does seem to have a fluffy rug.
That is true.
So, well, I'm going to take the floor. You two were kind enough to let me spend the weekend here. I think I can put up with sleeping on the floor. It's no trouble, but if that's your choice. Chantal spoke French briefly and Joan responded by pointing to the closet. Is that a reference?
Yeah, in the closet.
In the closet?
Yeah.
We've got spare pillows and blankets and a foam mattress. It should be comfy enough. Now that the arrangements are decided, I'm hungry,
So
Melissa.
we didn't think through the sleeping arrangements. By the way, we have everything we need, including a spare mattress. What? Why was this even a topic?
Yeah, if you have a which one of them do you think was trying to date us?
Yeah. Or did they have some kind of side bet going on which one would get to sleep with us first?
Yeah, because if there's a mattress, you're taking the fucking mattress.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, that's weird. We can walk around and you can pick a restaurant. Lots of students live here, so meals are pretty affordable. Okay. Really? This is going to be heaven after all that canned food. Don't count on it. Student food.
It's going to be not pasta.
Yeah.
Oh.
Apparently, the way we get our stress down is internet.
Yeah, which we failed at.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so. Right. We're going to go interneting just to chill out the stress.
Or we're just going to internet for the entire week.
Just for a couple of bits. And then.
Yes.
Inquire. Because apparently gaming doesn't do it either.
What's gaming for?
What does it do? What does gaming do? It gets your empathy up.
Yeah?
Oh.
That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know.
Surely, socialising would help with empathy.
That would make more sense.
Yeah.
And study, and then we're going to internet some more. Because apparently that's the only thing.
The only thing that releases stress is interneting.
Yes.
Or whatever that music symbol is. Dance!
Dancing. We'll dance on our own on the weekend.
La 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 la.
La la. Okay. Going to the cave.
And we failed. But still have to do it.
Oh, for the love of fuck. Be right back. Okay, I don't know what that is.
No.
I'm pretty sure I'm right, and if I'm not right, I'm going to be really annoyed, but I think that's right.
Is incorrect. Try again.
I think I'm done now.
Okay, let's try again.
There we go. Jesus Christ.
Well done. You got a fire.
Yes,
What?
that well-known archaeology thing.
We can find some chow, some burnt material. Does burnt material survive that long in those conditions?
If it's been surrounded by clay, yeah, it's like
Yeah,
any
it
organic
would be.
matter, I suppose, but...
He's sealed in, so with traces of burnishness. So
Yeah.
technical term.
My fingers fumbled as I tried to line up the ruler, constantly making adjustments. Still, I was happy. While I was doing that, Augustine shouted something, mentioning Kyla's name. I glanced to the left, but Kyla gave no indication that he heard it. I tapped Kyla's shoulder and he jolted upright. Despite being startled, his reaction had lessened somewhat since he'd gotten used to me grabbing his attention. He switched his implant on. I tilted my head upwards and followed my gaze. After 2 exchanged words, Kyla set his trowel down. Was that about the tour Hendrik mentioned to you?
Yes, there'll be arriving soon. I must prepare.
Best of luck. I know you'll do fine. Maybe. He was puzzled by my support. Why? Why? Isn't that
being
just
nice? That's
being
weird.
nice? How dare you? But gave
Stop being nice. You demand my family beat me if I do not win.
but gave a simple nod. After cleaning up his excavation space, he climbed the ladder, leaving me alone in the square hole. I continued my work until I heard footsteps and the chatter of voices echoing through the cave.
It's children. Yeah.
Hendrik led a middle-aged teacher. If they're very young, I'm gonna go from experience. Little people teachers tend to be young, as a rule. It's when they get older up the school that the teachers get older. So we're talking about year 6 and stuff compared to year 1.
Yes.
Roughly 20 elementary students onto the catwalk, forming a line. Many of the kids clambered to the railing, poking their heads above or between the bars. They pointed excitedly at all of the archaeologists at work or pretending to dig. It wasn't until I craned my head up that I spotted Kyla near the back. While Hendrik gestured to the roof of the cave, Kyla made fluid motions and signs wherever he spoke. Aw, kids must have been curious about him.
Oh, it's a video survived. Look at the little puppy in his face.
Slowly, the restless conga each inch deeper, but Hendrik stopped where the railing ended. Even in French, I could tell he and the teacher gave stern safety instructions before they reverted into the "learning is fun" voices. During the lecture, Hendrik would pause to address any raised hands. The tool was too distracting for me to focus on work. I observed the class instead. Hendrik gestured to some of the archaeologists, including DeAndre.
Don't go.
You gotta do it in French in an Australian accent.
Salut, je m'appelle Diondra.
That was perfect, mate. Perfect.
J'ai cru say pour l'eau.
The kids laughed and shouted something to DeAndre, who pretended to be surprised. Once the excitement died down, Hendrik glanced in my direction.
Go.
German.
Yeah. Sorry, just to think, wer ist mein Handy? Hey, Melissa, we mentioned we had some archaeologists from around the world working here. Say hi for us.
Around the world means you got one.
Yeah. We got a lot of Belgian people and then one American.
Smiling widely, I waved and stood on my tiptoes to give them a better view of me. Bonjour, je ne parle pas français. I'm from America. Okay. There was a chorus of laughter, probably from my silly voice and terrible accent. Hendrik nodded happily and returned to the students. While Hendrik mentioned the Neanderthals, I saw DeAndre creeping behind Shoddy's square, which was out of view to most of the students. He watched the group as if waiting for the perfect cue to strike. What is that idiot planning?
Whoa. Look at my armpits.
He does that to a lot of people, I've noticed. Before Hendrik could finish his sentence, there was a loud roar followed by heavy stomping. DeAndre emerged onto the catwalk, lunging wide stance with arms raised above his head. Yes, health and safety on a catwalk.
Yeah, he's got to do his little turn on the catwalk, though.
On the catwalk?
Yeah, on the catwalk. Yeah, catwalk, yeah.
Oh, so, yeah, little turns on the catwalk, right. Kids...
reference.
Yeah, reference that no one under the age of, like, frickin' 20 is gonna get? If then? Kids squealed happily in a mix of surprise and pretend fear while Hendrik watched in bewilderment. Kyler straightened himself up, not impressed with DeAndre's antics. He unleashed a stern line of words before pointing at DeAndre accusingly. Ah, shit.
They're Neanderthal. Wait.
Qua.
Qua, yeah.
The children erupted into laughter, and even Hendrik doubled over, and one hand clutching his stomach, he leaned against the railing.
I'm dying.
It was DeAndre's turn to be confused, and the two started their rapid-fire banter. Teacher tried to calm everyone down since Hendrik was unable to speak. Finally, Hendrik recovered, still chuckling between breaths. He motioned for the class to exit the cave. Teacher repeated Hendrik's instructions, and the children slowly fired out, this time led by Kyler. Before they completely vanished, Hendrik said something to DeAndre. DeAndre was startled, but followed Hendrik, leaving us alone in a silent cave. Well, almost silent. Most of the students chuckled, murmuring softly as they spoke about the events that occurred. The buzz was over, and I inserted my earbuds and prepared to excavate seriously. So, do you think he's going to get promoted because he helped with the tour?
Yeah.
Still, that was rather entertaining. It seemed like everyone involved with the tour was having fun, including, dare I say, Kyler too.
Kyler? Fun? No.
Fun is not allowed. An hour later, Kyler returned and resumed his excavation. My curiosity won over, and I patted him on the shoulder.
Yes.
Sorry, I was wondering how it went. How did the rest of the tour go?
It went really well, even with DeAndre's antics. He's good with kids, probably because he's childish himself, and kept them entertained. This year has been a truly interesting experience.
You mean you managed to open up a little more and become a human being?
Yeah, you became less two-dimensional. Yeah.
Oh, in what way?
I've been talking to the other students more. First you, Shoji, even DeAndre. I never expected Hendrik to ask me to help out with the tour either. It's been a bit overwhelming at times. I'm not used to socializing, but I don't mind it.
This is socializing?
Acknowledging other people exist isn't socializing.
No. Even so, I think you've been doing a good job.
Pat on the head.
Yes, I'm not great at explaining things, but you seem more relaxed than when we first met.
It's something I have to work on, but thank you.
Feeling our conversation die down, we returned to our task. He was still as diligent as ever. Oh. He's the diligent one.
Just subtle hint.
Yeah. I'm glad he opened up a little during this excavation.
Like a hooker's legs.
Great. Yay! Succeeded at interneting.
I just want to say something inappropriate. Oh, failed at lab. Now go and do the lab thing you failed at.
Shit. I still did a decent job today, even though
he failed to clean anything.
I failed. No, I got the one exactly on, and then I failed to clean the other two.
That's a pretty nifty find, actually.
Yeah, the booby dolls. Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like a band.
The booby dolls. It's like the Goo Goo Dolls, isn't it?
Yeah.
God, that's a terrible band. This bone looks fragile at the ends. I'll just wipe the middle then.
It wasn't a bone.
It's a bit of dirt.
Well, no, so I assume she's still talking about the thing she just excavated. Which,
yeah.
That's.
It might have been bone.
It might have been carved from bone, but it's definitely going to be super fragile because it's basically a rock that they've carved. They've carved it into the shape of just a fist with boobs. So.
Once I was done, I wrote down its identification, then placed it into the cup next to me. Oh God, what was her accent? Potsdam.
Yeah.
Looks like you're settling in the lab just fine. Thanks, at least bones aren't falling apart in my hands anymore.
Just wait till the evening. Yeah,
They do require that delicate touch. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me.
And with the lab work.
Did Hendrik or Augustine tell you about the histories of Caelan Cave?
Yes, cave.
Yeah,
Hey.
Augustine did. I don't want you to tell me it again.
It was so interesting that some people lived in a cave and then some bears did.
Yeah, I didn't know its discovery was so interesting. Interesting? Seemed like standard procedure to me.
Found a cave, dug a hole in it.
A lot of caves here were discovered by kids. Kids. Augustine said kids found the cave after they watched a movie about exploring archaeologist. He told you that? 9. 9, in fact. Caelan was discovered by cavers during a survey back in the 80s. There's a lots of caves in this region. They were mapping them out. Looks like you fell for one of his jokes. That's not a joke.
That's just a lie.
That's just a lie. Yeah.
It's not even a joke. Some kids looked in the cave. They found some bones. Other people thought it was interesting. Some professionals had a look.
Yeah.
That's only a lie. That is a lie. That's not only a joke.
No. Seems so. Thanks for clearing it up. No problem. Augustine tends to spin things once in a while. Don't take him too seriously, apart from when he's screaming.
Or the fact he looks like a serial killer.
Yeah. And he's like the worst boss in the history of the world.
Yeah.
Because he just screams at people who aren't being paid. Sorry. Unless it's about microstratigraphy.
Yay.
Right.
That exchange is pointless.
Yep.
Failed at internet. Failed at internet. How can we be this bad at internet? Yeah. Oh, God.
Okay. Found something out. There's a skip button.
Yeah, that's been there from the beginning.
Has it? You don't know either, do you?
Yeah, it has been there from the beginning. I just thought you wanted to do them. Did it do anything? Did you click it?
You left early. Maybe next time. No, not if there's a skip button.
Do we get marked down for that?
Don't care.
Also, what I think of trowels in those boxes actually just look like a load of sausages. It do though. It just looks like a box full of sausages.
Yes.
Chisel sausages.
Chisel. Yeah, I think it's more likely to be some kind of chisel
Yeah, I think
because...
the ones on the top shelf are trowels, by the way they're sticking up. But yeah,
Since when have you know how trowels with 2 handles?
maybe it's 2 trowels.
Maybe. I stared at the wet screen, one hand swishing through...
just mind blown. Jeez.
Shut the fuck up.
Look, there's a horse over there with 8 legs and 2 torsos.
It's 2 horses.
Yeah.
I stared at the wet screen, one hand swishing the drenched tray, the other holding the water hose. Dirt and debris vanished through the holes, leaving larger objects for examining. Nothing stood out at first. Is she going to discover a Neanderthal?
We're just no.
A few bone fragments I overlooked. I casually dropped them into the plastic cup and returned to my search. I picked up a rock with a cream tinge to it, admiring the colour before I noticed the smooth grooves on one side.
Ooh.
Any curiosity I had was plunged into the pit of my stomach when I realised what it was. You've done goofed. Oh no. I found a flint in my tamisage.
Dun dun dun.
Calm down, Melissa. It's not like you're the first person to do this, or the last. Something happened to Joan recently and another student did the same thing. Still, it sucks. I turned it over and raised an eyebrow when I noticed latticed cracks on one side. It looked as if it shattered inwardly.
Oh God! Yeah. Did you find something particularly interesting in your tamisage, little flower? I knew it'd be him because it's the patronising terminology.
Yes. I nearly dropped the specimen and tottered on the concrete block. Augustine, yeah, I guess I did. Before I could plop it back into the tray, Augustine extended his hand. I reluctantly surrendered the flints, dreading his reaction.
Do you have any idea what you have found?
Flint? That would be my answer as well. What? His hand squeezed the stone briefly before displaying it, one finger tracing the fractures.
Burned flint, Melissa.
He stole a glance at my cup, which had its layer 3D RG clearly marked with a black marker.
And we had yet to find one on this layer. No, no one has turned up with lost contacts in the Tammy's house.
Oh, he's a prick, isn't he? Disappointment flickered on his face, and I turned off the faucet, anticipating a lecture. At least I was able to pinpoint which layer it came from.
Yes, but we will never know how it was positioned. Can you explain what kind of layer you're working on, Clyde?
It's during a cooling period. There are more clay sediments. It's roughly 120,000 years old, give or take.
It's also during a time we have little information on. Everything we find is extremely important, and finding it in contact to help us piece together what happened in those years, blah, 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 archaeology.
Right. Hendrik went over this with me when I didn't fill out the grid. Is there something... Oh, God. Really?
Did you have to ask him, of all people?
Is there something significant about burnt flint? You mean aside from the fact that it shows that there's people living in the cave at that period in time?
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I was at square one again with my amateur questions. No matter how much I learned, I felt like it was never enough. That should probably be day one. Burnt flint means people.
Signs of occupation. If flint is heated, as previous radiation is erased, we can date it to the last time it was used in a hearth or fire. However, it is heavily contaminated, as you point. Pardon me. And being able to accurately date it would be nigh impossible. God damn it.
You got the hiccups.
Yeah.
Well, we know the layer's age, so we could safely guess.
Melissa, do you understand the gravity of this find? The layer's age does not always equal the age of the object.
True.
What is position recorder? We have no idea how it ended up in the layer. I'm severely disappointed in you. We assigned your square since Sherry's students have always performed outstandingly. I thought you'd be no exception. I'm an arsehole. What question did you ask?
There was a shuffle as Shoji entered the room from outside. He must have sensed the tense atmosphere since he timidly walked past us. We exchanged glances and he seemed unsure of what to do. He stalled, but Augustine picked up on it. He barked something in French and Shoji flinched. Like a puppy being dragged into the night rain, Shoji unwillingly exited the room. After he disappeared, Augustine taps the metal rim of the screening platform to catch my attention.
What? Oh, you went back by mistake. Okay.
Must have done.
Yeah.
Lecture continued for a good 15 minutes, and I felt horrible for anyone who wanted to wet screen or merely pass through. Finally, it reached a merciful conclusion.
Yeah, I'm returning this to you.
You sure you don't want it?
No, it is part of the wet screening funds now. It would have been crucial if it was found in its original position. Guilt, 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 guilt.
Guilt, guilt, guilt.
Guilt, guilt, guilt.
Must have flown to Australia with all that guilt on his guilt trip. He left and I guiltily... He went a long way on his guilt trip, is what I'm saying. Relax.
Yeah, if you work on that, it might be...
might be a joke, yeah, fuck you. He left and I guiltily dropped the flint into the cup, feeling it was too profound to be mixed with bone shards. It would have been better if I had overlooked it and accidentally tossed it away.
No, it wouldn't have. Well, it would have been better for you, but not for the dig, if you see what I mean.
Yes.
So, which is a good sign of just how good Augustine is at running this place, that he's making people want to hide any mistakes that have been made and therefore lose information. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's totally...
He's a shit manager.
Funny that, isn't it?
Yeah. That's what happens, by the way, if you're horrible to people. If managers are horrible to people who say, "Oh, I made a mistake," or whatever. It just encourages people to hide mistakes.
Yeah.
That doesn't stop mistakes being made.
No, that's basically the ultimate problem there, isn't it?
Yeah.
I chewed my lip bitterly as I tried to focus on the wet screen, but my concentration was broken. Sometimes my vision blurred from pressure behind my eyes. Oh, just cry. Defeated, I managed to give the wet screening one more look before I turned the tray over and dumped the rest of the debris into the pit below. People walked out the cave and a simple glance at the clock indicated that it was noon. Maybe some lunch would calm me down. Sighing, I tore at the Swiss cheese absent-mindedly with my fingers, fumbling as I tried to contain my feelings. It was a battle, though. All my mistakes finally caught up to me, and my confidence melted like cheese in hot soup.
Mel?
Yeah?
Other people want the cheese as well. Oh, are you okay? You seem out of it. You've eaten all of the cheese.
Just tired, why'd you ask?
Because you're missing your soup. And, everyone saw you had been shouted at for 15 minutes straight.
Yeah. Huh? I glanced down and I realised I had a mountain of cheese fragments piled up beside my bowl. Okay. Whether it was waste or food or the transparency of my emotions, my eyes water again, threatening to spill out. Blinking, I held back a hiccuping sob and stood, nearly tripped over the bench in my haste. Because, yeah, there's nothing quite like drawing attention to yourself when you're upset.
Yeah, to be fair, when you're upset, it can be difficult not to.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of preoccupied, so...
Mentally apologising to the poor soul who had to clean up my mess, I retreated to the tent. Basically, DeAndre is what you're saying.
Whoever had to pick up some cheese!
No, not the cheese!
You might have to get a dustpan and brush. Oh, God, no. Oh, time to do something to take our minds off it.
Moments later, I curled up on the air mattress, my head buried against my knees. Warm tears rolled down my cheeks. I occasionally wiped my face against my pants.
Oh, yeah, because their knees are curled up.
I was going to say...
This image of her trying to do that standing up. It's going to... Wait a minute.
I'm a failure of an archaeologist. I couldn't even distinguish flint from rubble.
I couldn't tell broken rock from broken rock.
No! This was a mistake after all. I can't do this. I want to go home. Oh, shut up.
This is how Augustine got fired.
Yes. Sherry must regret bringing me over. I heard footsteps approach the tent area. I struggled to keep crying to a minimum. Tent was closed, save for a small slit to allow some fresh air in.
Because, my God, those tents can get stuffy.
Oh, yes. I sniffed but quietened down, not wanting to disturb the person who was probably grabbing a phone or some other possession. However, the steps halted in front of my tent, and I glanced up, spotting a dark outline through the fabric. Eh?
Bo?
You know what? We're going to call it an episode there.
Oh, the voice of mystery.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay, we'll see you lot next time. Yeah.